get it. That's on. My mic's working. Your mic's working. Why?
Working.
As my whole, like, if you're seeing the state of this, bro. Honestly.
I'll change my name as well on Zoom.
It's alright. The whole screen was messed up, because I reset it. The whole screen was literally just like it was just your face, like tilted downward. But everything's
Yeah,
alright.
change your name as well.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to do it partly through other podcasts. I don't know why it just doesn't keep it.
I don't know. There's probably there'll be something. Yeah.
We won pepperoni. Hello.
So yeah, what's this? This is episode 4. Four,
Yeah,
I think.
episode 4.
So this one's gonna be, and this one's probably gonna be shorter, Tom. It's not gonna be a 2-hour long episode. Not for a Sunday. Like it, we'll just. We'll probably just do over an hour maybe, because we'll probably just stay on one topic and just talk about one topic and not.
Sunday chill out.
Yeah, just a nice relaxing little short one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like episode 4. Have you even thought of any more on the other podcast at all?
I've been trying to think of names, but I can't think of. I've not thought of one that that stands out and kind of sticks. So
Yeah.
I've just kind of brushed it to the side and read up on Angels and Demons and things.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Like it's kind of when new gaming merch came.
Oh wow, that looks ace.
You can't really see it, but that's in the works. But yeah, other than that, it's I didn't want to load that up. Seriously, it's been going well. Like the videos are not doing that bad. Like they're gaining some traction.
It's been a while since I've actually looked. I look at them when they first go up and go, my god, I hate my own voice, and mute it. And
Oh yeah, I think that always happens though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Who owns the podcast? Angelic Looks.
Well, I don't own it, but
Well, yeah.
But yeah,
You're the one
no.
that's doing all the recording and everything, and uploading,
Yeah.
So
So
I'll just say you do. Just for simplicity.
yeah, but no, it's why does that not come off the freaking?
It's more of a we've figured things out between us.
Bro,
Oh gosh.
why? I know I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to like.
Oh dear.
Why are we not on it? Oh, bro, I hate when stupid stuff like this happens.
It was working fine, and then it just messes up. Oh, they can hear our voice.
Yeah, I know. There we go. Suck it. We're back.
Oh, there we go.
It's either gonna work fine or it's not. I don't freaking know. So like, why is it Sunday? Like it will go smooth. You know what I mean? I got 7 hours sleep. I came on. I'm like, oh, I'll do a podcast. Now everything's gonna go like wrong. Literally everything's gonna just like. I look terrible as well. It's what no sleep.
I just look the same.
Yeah, like this is what sleep insomnia looks like. You look like a zombie all the time. But no. But I don't know.
Gonna shave.
I had a shave the other day because I say a shave. It doesn't look like I did, but I just trimmed me.
That's what I need to do. But once that razor comes out, I do everything, almost everything.
But yeah, we'll figure the next podcast out. I said to Scott the other day because I said, if like feel free to jump on, because he's not at work. But
yeah.
He gave me a weird answer, being like, obviously I explained to him. He was like, oh, I just thought it was just exclusively you and Tom. I was just like, no, just at the start of it was like I didn't know anyone else had setups or anything, but yeah.
Oh, anyway.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it done, dusted. But yeah.
Me and you doing it, we can kind of somewhat show them that this is what it could be like or will be like.
Yeah, it'd just be a bit. Yeah, I don't know. It just depends on what people want to be on. If they want to be on this, the gaming one, take your pick, all of them.
Yeah.
Because it's just something to do at the end of the day. There's nothing like. I didn't like. I don't think any of us make anything, especially for what we do. Well, obviously not you, but
Yeah.
what I do, and then obviously what Scott does, and certain people. It's just for the fun. Like there's no. Obviously, it's nice to have an incentive behind it to be like, oh, let's see if we can make some money and then go. Uh, like into YouTube space, but right now it's just crack it up, nothing to do.
Bit of
Everyone's
fun.
sat being miserable at home because it's lockdown and no one cares, and it's just like let's just crack it out.
Yeah.
Uh, but no, I was thinking, it brought like so if why I wanted to do like just an angels and demons one is because like last night I was having a conversation and something popped up, and then I was like, oh, like we can do angels and demons. And then it got me thinking, and then I thought, is it really like anything in the paranormal to do with like angels and stuff? And there's like a few aspects of it. Obviously, there's demons, like a lot more demonic things in the paranormal than angelic things,
Yeah.
which makes sense. But I was like, but then people, especially when I go in, well, when I go into investigation, quite a few people go into an investigation for protection. We call upon obviously Archangel Michael to protect us. We do the same thing when you're doing an exorcism. You call upon him and
Yeah.
all his angels. Obviously, because for people who don't know about angels and demons, like Michael commands the heavenly host, so that means he commands everything in heaven. So all angels, like it'll go God, and then him. That's how it goes. Obviously, no one's above God if you're going that way, but he commands the heavenly host. So
Yeah. Oh, it's for a gaming podcast, by the way.
yeah,
One that we've not started yet.
we're just trying to figure that out. The logistics of it all. But yeah, so I was thinking, what can we do? Can we go into it? And then I got into it like uh, very like a lot of people like if we'll dive into it. So a lot of people believe in like guardian angels, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And through our investigating freaking hell, I've seen a lot of like pictures of people who think they're guardian angels, uh, like they're protecting them after certain accidents, certain situations, and it's something that no, you're never going to be able to you're never going to be able to debunk it
No.
or say it's true because it's kind of one of them topics where it's like, especially when you're trying to get into ghosts and stuff, where it's like ghosts bad enough to prove. Like, no, I don't even want to be
Yeah.
starting about guardian angels or the silliest thing is that there's more. I'm going to use proof, but don't everyone take it like the wrong way. Like, there's more proof, as in like not factual proof, but there's more proof that there's more demonic activity than angelic activity on
Right.
Earth. So there's been you don't really see uh, a lot of say you go to an investigation and there's something demonic. So there's a demon or something maybe.
Yeah.
There's not like an angel's just not going to go like whoosh, and then like start fighting it. That's
Bright,
like
a
people.
bright light coming straight out.
Yeah, people presume that it's like, well, if there's this demon here, then there should be an angel here to fight him. But it's not. I think that's what like humanity is here for. If that's what the type of stuff you believe in, that you can like, because obviously that's what we pray to. We pray to angels when we're doing exorcisms or going into a demonic encounter. So I think technically they are with us a little bit, but I think it's our belief and our faith that fights them. I don't think it's a necessity to for an angel just to appear. Like, you know what I mean? It makes no sense. I could understand if like if someone was getting possessed, let's just say possession, and then like it was the Antichrist. Like what I mean by that is like people misunderstand what the Antichrist is, but it's a certain possession that goes through certain procedures to then become the Antichrist, which that's the only thing I can think of where maybe if this is what you believe in, if that's when an angel might just be like, nope, and just be like, dish, zap, and just fuck it off. But even that, at that point, it gets worse because then that even just that whole situation going through like the Antichrist being born. Let's do that because I don't know how else to put it. Created. It's not even created. That comes with its whole other factor of
just appeared kind of thing.
Yeah, like the world's gone to shit at that point. There's no coming back from that, is there? So it's like it's kind of like because now I'm gonna ask you, do you believe in angels and demons? Because it's not a thing where you can go. It's not like a ghost thing where it can go. Oh, if I see it, then yeah, because you never. And I know this personally. You're not like. I don't
You're
think
not gonna see it.
you're not. Obviously, you're probably not going to see an angel. I'm not saying there's no chance, but you're probably not going to see a demon. It's only in like certain. Like, come on, I've done this. I've been involved in witchcraft, demonology. I've been in cults. I've done everything, and I've two encounters of like demonic activity. One to do with me, but that was my fault, which wasn't really that bad. And then obviously a real like an exorcist and an exorcism.
Do I believe in angels and demons? I do, but I'm still kind of, even though it's similar to, you say it's not similar to the ghost thing, but it still is. I've had stories where people say, do you know if you just find a small random pure white feather on its own, no dead bird, no nothing, they say that someone's looking out over you. So every time I see that, I see, oh, there must be someone there. So to some extent, I must believe that they do exist. However, again, I like hard and factual
yeah,
stuff.
That makes sense. I've heard that story as well, being like a white feather, but logically, there's like just a normal like a white dove, like just a dove, just pure white feather. Like it's not. It's such a.
But it's like I've been told that if you see it in the most unexpected place ever, I don't know, you're indoors for instance, and there's one on your kitchen floor.
Oh yeah, then that's probably that's got a bit more like leeway to like.
It makes you believe it,
right? Yeah,
stuff like that.
You know, if you just sat at your desk and if I'm sat here now and one just like, then I'm gonna be like, well, fuck me, like. But when you're outside, it's like you always see feathers in the most random spots when you're out anyway. So it's very, it's that's a good topic as well to get into. We might do that on the next podcast because there's a theory about peacock. People like peacock feathers, but they're bad luck to have, like a male peacock feather, a big one. Yeah, sometimes you can use them in rituals sometimes. So I've used one with you know what a Tibetan singing bowl is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've used one with a Tibetan singing bowl and then a peacock feather.
Oh wow.
So, because I can remember going to, I must have been like 18 at the time. The person who brought me this Tibetan singing bowl, and I was like, oh, I need a peacock feather. And he brought me this brown feather, and I was like, what the fuck is that? It's like a peacock feather. I was like, yeah, a male a male peacock feather. It was like, but I think at that point, because a lot of people, if you don't know animals and stuff, so males are the one with
Yeah.
the beautiful feathers, and the females are the boring ones because it's just a mating ritual thing. That's all it is.
But
That's the
it's actually the same as, do you know, pheasants as well.
yeah.
They're exactly the same.
A lot of meat, a lot of I love it how we're just
Birds.
going into birds now because you brought feathers up. A lot of birds, like exotic birds, are the same thing. Like it's all about just the mating ritual. But no, I've heard stories of like pure white feathers, and but
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of because I know a part of it comes from like not folklore, but like old wives' tales and stuff, and just certain things that are just not. It was made to help the children sleep better or to help this, so it's kind of it's kind of on the like maybe not like type of thing. So,
Yeah.
so I'm not.
And then you've also got, you know, like tarot cards called angel cards. I don't know if you've heard. I'm sure you've come
Yep.
across them. They they seem to be quite a hot thing for people to use as well.
Yep.
I don't quite get my head around it, but
A lot right. Everything like let's just take paranormal out of it. Anything to do with like witchcraft or tarot cards or just any craft, as in like like some things you just can't like. I watched a woman in New Orleans. Every she had like this big egg timer, so like
yeah,
and she'd switch it over and then the sand would go down, but it trigger an alarm when it was getting close, like, and she because I can't remember off the top of my head what she did because she was doing this ritual for 4 days. The sand wasn't allowed to go fully through, so she when like this weird little alarm would go off in a shop in this like little voodoo priestess shop,
yeah.
and every time it got to like just about to pass through, she'd have to come and switch it over for the ritual to work. Imagine like so when you say you can't get your head around it, I was like, imagine doing that for 4 days, and it literally, I think it was like by the size of it, if I'm right, it was like a three hour
Oh wow, every
timer.
3 hours.
So every 3 hours she'd have to turn it, or someone would have to turn it, and it was just like I was just like, obviously I didn't see her constantly turn it because I'm not obviously not going to sit in a shop for
That's
3 hours.
8 times a day,
Exactly.
4 days. That's just crazy.
So it was like you can never get your head fully around it. Like to this day, it's some things are just like I'm not. Like, some things I wouldn't even be like. I'm just staying away from that. That's not even like I don't
I'll
even want to know.
pass.
Yeah. So a lot of things to do with like demons and stuff is weird. Like a lot of sex rituals, a lot of blood. Look, people, no sacrificing babies or anything. That thing, no, it's a load of shit. Like it's not like so. People, if you've been watching films and people are getting sacrificed upside down on fucking crosses and stuff, no,
Doesn't happen.
that's not a thing. It's not a thing. Not that I know of, and I've been around a long time. I've not ever seen anybody come up and just like whip someone's head off or something. Like it's and even with most of the books I've read, yeah, sometimes you have to use like skeleton remains and stuff, but that's just normal when it comes to certain things. Sacrifice your beard head for entertainment, well maybe, but no. So it's very. I don't think I've come across guardian angels. I have to believe one. I can't believe one and not believe the other because logically
Yeah.
that's just that makes no sense. That's not a thing. Uh, but it was very like I don't pray anymore. As in like I used to pray every day. I don't pray anymore.
Yeah.
But that's other reasons. But if I'm going into investigations and certain stuff, then my protection barrier and protection spell is probably the best it can be when it comes to other people. It's like you just your regular common person who's into it. They'll have an okay like ritual, but like my protection barrier is like up there, top notch. So I still pray in.
Almost ironclad.
Pretty much. So it's so I still pray to them sometimes, but not a lot. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can't believe in one and not the other. It's just not a thing. It's never gonna happen. So it's kind of weird because plus most people just pray to archangels because we'll get into the section where it's like categorized. Like most people
Yeah.
pray to archangels, but there's so many. Like to be honest with you, I don't even know how many angels there are. I could probably go through them, but like
Got the main seven, haven't you?
yeah, so you got the main seven, but then it's like uh oh, I think I want to say Hanael commands uh her own section of angel. Like there's just too many. Like it's like saying then people forget like what we spoke about the other day as well a little bit like a shit ton of angels followed Lucifer when he fell. Like God and like the God and Michael banished Lucifer, but he wasn't just the one who fell. Like a lot of them fell. Like a lot of angels fell
No.
with him. So there's them.
Yeah. I'm just trying to the see if it'll tell me. Do you know how many angels fell? But like you say,
There's like too many. There's like
yeah,
and especially like you need certain books and certain things because like we were saying most people get taught Adam and Eve like we'll get into this Adam and Eve thing but it wasn't obviously Lilith was Adam's first wife.
yeah,
Obviously that didn't work out, corruption, even though corruption ended anyway with Adam and Eve, but yeah, so she was banished to hell as well,
yes,
where now she controls. I don't know. It's hard to say. 'Cause I don't know if she created Lilith or controls it because it's her own. It's her own like children, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So
No, I understand.
it's kind of awkward. But yeah, she's not someone you want to be messing around with at all. Like not really not really a thing. But like say corruption ended anyway. It didn't matter. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It was like I think it was always going to end that way. So I just think people misunderstand like how many actually how many angels there are and if they're good, if they're bad, what are their intentions. Because you say like I say you say demon and stuff, and some of them are angels. So like it's like, but then you've got a whole like see this is why like the paranormal and like this is why you can't just dive in not knowing what you're doing because even the demonic side of it. So even Lucifer has got a, a section of demons who call themselves Legion.
yeah,
So they're a different section. So and they've only I think they like I don't know if we spoke about it last podcast or podcast as well. So I only know one encounter where they've shown them where all of them have possessed one person as Legion, which was the possession of Annalise. And if you want the film for it, so like, because I know people are gonna be like, bro, you can sing in chat if you want me. How about it? But yeah, so for all you people who aren't really bookworms or anything, if you want to go watch a film, what I'm talking about, it'd be The Exorcism of Emily Rose. So that'd be that.
to
That's
be fair, probably need to watch that.
That's what.
Or, or I'd probably prefer to read the book.
I
If it's a horror movie, horror movies are not for me.
oh, it's messed up. It's like it's such a messed up, but it's like a good interpretation of what happened. Because you always get this thing, and you see it in paranormal. I've seen it in investigations where it's like there's this divide where people are just where there's like a transition on one side. So a lot of, like I say, in it, a lot of people are like, oh, she got mistreated, right? But then I think no one's ever like, it goes back to what we was talking about the other day, where no one's ever willing to just get off the fucking high horse and just look at both sides. Because in the trial, that's the word I'm looking for, it went from being like like it was the parents' fault for letting it happen, and then the priest's fault. But all the parents and priests can say is, "Oh, she was possessed." Like they'd gone through. It's one thing that should never be argued. Let's just put it this way, because I'm struggling to explain it now, because it's such a weird thing where it's like one side's going to say possession, right, but the other side's going to say, "Oh, she's got some form of mental health condition," right?
Yeah.
Which could be the case, but most priests, before they're allowed to do an before allowed to do an exorcism, has to go through certain rules, and they have to get like the people who they're doing it on has to go and get a full mental health workup to make sure that they're not possessed. Because obviously the priest can't, like the church can't be like, well, I know what's wrong with it. It's not the thing, but
No.
it never works because there's always that argument of, oh, she could have this, she could have that. Yeah, she could have, like, in 2 days she could grow a third leg. Like, it's all could have. But because people don't believe it, and now it's in court and trial, the jury and everyone's just going to believe the scientific side of it and not understand.
Yeah, so from your point of view, just doing psychology,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean you'd be able to kind of see it from both sides?
Yeah,
Easier than most.
yeah, a lot of people. So that's my stand anyway on just with psychology and everything. Is just you gotta see it from both sides. There's not like and I'm not like having a go at most people. Let's just not use one profession. There's like a lot of profession like out there, a lot of professions out there. Like, I'm sorry, but you can't just read it from a book. That's not how it works. Like, I know, I'm not going to mention names, but I know people who's got degrees and everything. Boom, good on you. Like, I'm not saying not, but when you go to someone and go, oh, I've got this, and then they ask you what else you've done or what else you know about it, and then you just ramble on some nonsense out of a book, right? Because certain professions are constantly changing, like certain things, especially like, let's just say, like micro expressions that I know and everything. Like, I can't apply that to just one person. Everyone's face is different. The structure of the tell and the expression's the same, but it reacts different because people have got longer faces, fatter faces, skinnier faces, narrow, wide, like, and it's like you have to get out and do it. So what gives me an edge when I'm doing stuff about paranormal and other things is that I'm fully capable of switching from both sides, with ease, like logically, and then understand that if I need to go into like a different certain role of being like, well, actually, it's none of this. Like, psychology is always changing. It's never. This is why you shouldn't. This is why when you're doing it, and me and my therapist had a good conversation about this. I was like, it's so behind in its times. Like, we always relate to like books that was from like 1992, 1993. Like, because one, it's people aren't willing to change it. People aren't willing to get themselves in the crosshairs of angry people because you've gone, you know what, actually, it's fucking 2020 and what he said there is true, but it adapts. So it's like, well, actually, that's not it. It's kind of bullshit. But people just don't want to do it.
Oh, you they don't seem to account for the digital age where people seem to. I know this has gone way off topic, but the fact that people are forever glued to the phone and the fact that they crave likes and shares and attention from unknown people.
Yeah, just but that's it. People don't want to not do the hard work because some people find it easy. Like some people find
Yeah.
like, especially let's just like for me, for instance, I find psychology so easy. I find the aspect of it so easy, but I think it's just because I've seen a lot of it through life. Like even before uh, everything that went off, so studying and stuff, it was I saw so much of it just unfold in front of me, and it was so easy to get involved. And I think some people, especially like naturally, like I'm not naturally gifted. Like that's not a word I wanted. Some people are, but some things just come naturally to people, and they just understand it for what it is, and it was like that. So that's why, like, after uh, a lot of people after they've witnessed a traumatic thing, especially in the paranormal, for like say let's just like say an exorcism, because
Yeah.
it's probably like the most traumatic thing you're gonna be bombarded with non-stop just everything. I was able to be like go in with a mind of being like, well, I know what the parents are thinking and how they're feeling. To then when we spoke about it, the strange thing going past the door and then me seeing things. So I was able to just be like, some people would just be like losing their mind, but I was able to go logic, like through psychology, and then into illogical things where it's like, well, I'm not crazy. I know what I saw, and I know
Yeah.
what's up there. So the transition between them both is very is very
Helpful. I'd find it. I'd say helpful because then you can see it from an external point of view, like, such as parents, but then you can also see it from the is it exorcist point of view as well.
well. I could see it from like the religious side of it as well, if
Yeah.
you want to put it
Yeah.
that way. But it's very my therapist put it a good way because obviously I've known her very long, and
Hmm.
she put it in the most easy, like it sounded so like cringy when she said it, and like obviously because she knows me, and when I mean knows me, like for everyone in chat, I mean she fully knows everything I've ever done. Ever, she read every single one of my journals, so she knows me, and she was just like how easy, like, and not in the way because I've not led an easy life, but she was like the way you think and your brain think, like your brain function. She was like it must make life and decisions so easy for you, because it's just like I pick it apart, but so
Yeah.
fast, and then it's like, well, I just do that, and like I'm never in, I'm never like, I'm never on the fence for anything. I'm either if I'm uncertain, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's not nothing. So
Yeah.
it came to yeah. So I take it in with everything. So with uh, I don't know. It just makes everything easier to understand or willing to understand. So like if like say we threw angels and well I just threw angels and demons at you and asked you a question. You got to be willing to accept both sides. You can't just
Well, it's like yin and yang in it, so you've got to take the good with the bad. So obviously, angels with the devils, angels with the demons.
yeah, and it's very I don't know. I just think you got to be open minded with it. Just like just certain things.
But that's the same with everything with the paranormal. You've got to be somewhat open minded to experience it, to
Yeah,
even
yeah. You
be
got to
able
be
to try to understand it. You've got to have that open mind, otherwise, you're just wasting your time.
yeah. You're very like And I'll always prefer to ghost hunt with skeptics because it's so
Yeah.
much better. Because you try and ghost hunting with someone who's a full believer, and this ain't anything like I'm not taking shots at anybody who's all true believers of ghosts who's had encounters, but you bring a certain energy that makes it like it's like intoxicating to other people around you because it's like, oh, we're gonna see some, like, because there's so you can feel it coming off from this expectation of something, and when nothing happens because you've been around it, it makes you like not go kind of depressed, but it makes you go into like a bit of a crappy mood, being like
Disheartened. Yeah.
so I'd rather like that's why I do it with loads of skeptics who believe, but then also who aren't gonna just take things at face value and just be like, you know what,
Yeah.
that was what it was. No.
No, I'd be forever asking questions.
Yeah. So it's a lot of people always have asked me, is quite this kind of weird, like I don't think it's a question you can ask can answer when someone especially like take the demon stuff out of it, but people always ask like, oh, if you ever see an angel, what would you ask it? And it's like what, like that's like some mad question, like, and I don't
It
think
also depends on what angel you see,
yeah, well,
because each angel's got their own kind of role as well.
but I presume, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, when people presume like just they're all the same. That's what I'm saying, like, so
Yeah.
like, I'm not getting asked by someone who was not
Understood it or read into it. Or
yeah, who's read it and like
whatever.
gone through it.
If
It's
you
just
see an angel.
it's like people are like, what would you ask it? And it's kind of a personal thing because, to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't think I'd ask it anything, which is weird. I like what it, I'm gonna put it in like a weird way. Is like, imagine you're going through life, right? Of, let's just say you're normal. Let's say you're not religious, not anything. You're not into ghosts. You've not seen anything unknown or anything, right? And then it's like boom, and then it's like, but everyone around you, like the world we live in today, has got faith, who believes, who does all these certain tasks and lives a life the certain way.
Yeah.
Imagine not doing any of that, and then all of a sudden coming across like an angel to ask. You wouldn't feel. I'm sorry, for me, I even believe, and I've obviously like, I wouldn't feel worthy. I'd be like, why do you want to talk to, like, why do you want to talk to me? What's the necessity of it? You're this higher power.
I've not heard of it. First thing I say is, who are you and what do you want?
Yeah, but it's such a weird thing to bring. People always ask the most difficult questions to you, and you're just like, I don't freaking know. I have no idea. Like, if you asked me the same thing about demons, like, what would you say if you spoke to a demon? The fuck am I meant to know? Like, one,
It'd probably just be the same one. Just, who are you and what do you want?
yeah, are you gonna kill me? Like, do you want to possess me? Like, but I think until these things actually happen, I don't think, like, because we can speculate on what everyone is to say, but I have no idea.
Yeah, if any of the viewers of the thing got an answer to that question, feel free to put in comments or even in chat, whichever.
So, do you believe in guardian angels? Do you think you've ever had a scenario, as in like not life and death, but a bit of a sketchy situation where you should be dead,
Me personally, oh, hang on, yes,
but you're not, but you're not.
I should have been hit by a car.
Right.
But I never did. So close.
Was it?
But then
was it weird? Was it a weird situation and why you didn't get hit by it?
Well, my mum says I had a seizure and I went in front of a car, but I don't remember having a seizure. It didn't feel like a seizure that I normally have. And I just missed the car.
Just missed the car. See, now we can get in, like, now we're getting to it. I say this podcast's not going to be long, but now I just think of just think of mad stuff. So, like,
Takes about 40 minutes to warm up.
Do you believe in fate?
Do I believe in faith?
No, fate.
Oh, fate. Yeah.
Right. So now with the question is right because it's I'll explain some situations I've been in. Well, one for instance that I've been in that I shouldn't be here to this day, but like so people like I don't know if people mishandle like a guardian angel just being fate playing itself out.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe, like, and this is just me, that if it's my turn to die, then it's my turn to die. Like, I've got no
Yeah.
control in that at all.
I'm the same. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I think everything has got an order to it. But then, no, and I only believe this. I never believed it, but then I only believed it because I've been in the same situation where I don't know if it's fate or a guardian angel. So where we live, and a lot of my friends can contest, especially like Bromyard might have been there as well.
All right.
Like, so Bromyard was there, I think. My mate Scott, and for everyone who's like, I'm trying to not use like the nicknames. So and Matthew, but his name was Cookie. So, like as in like a chocolate chip cookie. So.
All right.
So we were all there, and how old was I? I must have been like 16. And I used to climb trees. I used to be so good at climbing trees. So, like 90 foot up or wherever high, because obviously, because we live in forests and stuff, there's some mad high trees. So I just used to climb to the top of them and let them bend a little bit. So they'll be bending at the top, and I'd be holding on to it. Like, it wouldn't bother me.
Just like what you see in these cartoons.
Yeah.
Hold on to top and then slowly lower themselves back down again.
And I was stood on this branch, and it was solid. I mean, it was solid. Like there was no way like it was rotten or anything. I've climbed so many trees. I've been around. I know when I see a rotten tree in a branch. I was even I've been holding. I climbed up on it because when you've done climbing in general, whether it's through mountains, you know when you've got a good hold to a bad one. So I knew the branch was. I'm stood on it. Didn't weigh fuck all back then as well. When I was anorexic, so it was when my eating disorder was at its worst. So I was like, I was like 16, and I was like just under 6 stone. So I was like,
Jesus.
I could have jumped off and acted like a flying squirrel and just like and like took off. I was that light, but no, it just snapped. The branch just snapped from under me.
Oh wow.
And normally you'd go like just snap, just drop, which would be fine. Like I'd probably got a broken leg or something if I hit the floor. No. Branch snapped, and as it snapped, it tipped me backwards, so I was going down head first.
Oh no.
Like, and I mean like stupid.
Down.
So the minute, and it was so weird how it happened. So the minute the branch snapped, and I felt myself go back, I just shut my eyes. I was like, this is it. This is like, I couldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
But no, I was like 8 feet off the ground, like from 8. So I'm like 6 foot summit, so like an extra, maybe like 7 foot summit. So like about this far, like from hitting my head, from literally head, like.
Jesus.
And my foot got caught in 2 branches like this and just stopped me dead.
No way.
And I mean like, and I could literally touch my hand on the floor, like.
Wow.
So, and I'll never forget that. Like, that's when I started to think, because it was one of my early stages of witchcraft and like paranormal and stuff. That I was like, that's when I started to believe in fate and stuff, or guardian angels, because I was like, and then when, obviously, Bromyard and everyone started laughing at me because I was dangling there, like swinging, like about dead. Because everyone else found it funny because it happened so fast. To me, it happened so slow because I'm the one falling. Yeah. To everyone else, it was like 2 seconds. It was like snap, push. But then when obviously I got my feet from underneath, like and like took the branches away. They weren't even. It wasn't like 2 branches. Like these branches was like. I can't, to this day, it's one thing I can't explain. Like it's like the branches literally went.
Just to
Because
catch it.
the minute I took my foot out, both went back to normal. They both had like spring in them, so they've not been like that. So they both had like spring in them.
Yeah.
It's the first time and the only time that I've not like I can't explain it. Like, I shouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't surviving that. Not at like I don't know, like maybe like I don't. You're not surviving like a 20, 25 foot drop from that
Head first.
You're not. It's not happening. So, that's
No, it doesn't matter what's going on. That high up, head first.
yeah.
It's
So
good night, really.
yeah, you're like you're either becoming like a quadriplegic, a paraplegic, or dying, like or what I think was fate. Why am I? I'm so white. It's like I'm like. Or what I think was fate. Obviously, I didn't think it was a guardian angel, but it could have been. It could have been either way. So I've definitely had.
Running with fate.
Yeah, especially, and a lot of people never have it, and a lot of people just like. I think a lot of people don't process it when it happens as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, yours was a bit different because like your mum says you had a seizure, but then you're like, but it didn't feel like one.
Yeah, most of the time when I have a seizure, I just seem to stare. So me going across a road and being so close to being hit by a car and not happening.
Did it happen when you were walking across the road, or before?
No, I was literally walking across the road, but I obviously didn't see the car, and the car was going like pretty fast.
So you could say that was probably fate as well, maybe. It just depends what you believe in. Like,
I've not really thought about it. I just thought, yeah, my mum says it's a seizure, so I just kind of just went along with it.
yeah, which is
Well, what else could it have been?
you know what I mean? Yeah, but it could have been a seizure. But
Yeah.
when we talk about fate in this way, and for anybody knowing fate, it's like three sisters. That's what fate is. It's like three of them, so it's like three sisters. It's like, did you have that seizure on purpose? Like, was it something else giving you the seizure? Like, it is so. You know what? It's one of them topics, right? That you can just get into this rabbit hole and never come out because it makes no sense. It literally makes no sense of why.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was young. I was at primary school at the time, so
yeah.
trying to remember back there when my memory's not so great is definitely a task and a half.
Yeah, and especially like when you can compare it to the other things. So I've definitely had other things that fate had nothing to do with. So I was up a tree again. Don't ask me why. And
Part squirrel.
yeah, but this time the branch snapped and I went like feet first, right? But me being like I did the most dumbest thing, and people take a broken leg, right? Because I wasn't that high up, but I might have broke a leg or an ankle or something when you fall. Do that other than falling like 10 foot out of a tree and I had no shirt on and doing this round it and sliding all the way down. So I took all the skin off my chest, my stomach, I was bleeding. Like, so there's certain things that you're in control with, but there's certain things that are not. I fell off. See, I'm thinking back now. I fell off top of a bus stop, landed on a curb, and about broke my back.
I fell out of a treehouse.
Yeah.
I went to climb down, but I didn't see a nail coming out, so I ended up doing a couple of front flips straight out and just landed slap bang on my back.
Yeah, that's.
And there's like shit, there's crap all over the place, rusty nails a lot. Didn't hit a single one and didn't even get hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Is it like?
Got up and carried on.
Is it by chance that it doesn't happen? Obviously, of people out there, I'm not a big believer in luck because anything, obviously, because I'm logical. At some point, anything that you can apply a mathematical equation to get the same results is not luck. It's not a thing. like obviously,
Yeah.
because it looks obviously a mysterious force that we all believe in. So I'm a big believer. Like I'd rather believe in fate and just being like, if that's how it was. Like, because there's certain situations where it's just like, fuck it, be all right. But then there's other situations in life where I've had fate intervene, maybe, like not a guardian angel, but fate. Like it's because it's that's what a lot of people, if we're gonna speculate on going into fate and everything, because obviously it still is an unknown paranormal thing. It's like a mysterious force that we. A lot of people think that's what deja vu is. If you dive into it, it's fate reminding you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Oh, I've had that a few times.
Yeah, because it's not something. There's obviously a few of them. There's one where it's like it's a parallel. It's you getting a glimpse into a parallel universe.
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting into space and everything because it's too complicated and it gets to. But if space is infinite, then in theory there should be multiple Earths because it's infinite. It goes on and on and on and on and on. But I don't know. It's complicated without getting into like quantum mechanics of the universe and how shit works. But yeah, so like a lot of people think it's something that you've done before because it's deja vu. It's this thing.
Yeah.
But the most recent one I hear and the one that makes the most sense is in like if we're doing it like not in scientific terms of in like belief terms and like the paranormal and stuff is literally it's fate reminding you that is like you're exactly where you need to be because it's just triggering
I
you.
sort of like that one better than I've done it before.
Yeah.
That actually sounds much better.
Stuck in the metal thing, so it dragged my foot in the bicycle. So it dragged my foot in the bicycle and my foot got stuck and I crashed. So yeah, I had the best excuse not to go to school. Alright, fair dues. But no, it's definitely my. I like that one better as well because
Yeah.
for me, who's
I never
experienced.
really thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, isn't it? Like it's
So you've just mentioned it now.
It's just a reminder of where you're meant to be. Because a lot of people, I get deja vu all the time, like all the time.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to figure out if you've dreamt about it, because
I still do that.
that's another possibility is just that you've dreamt about it. Because all dreams are is just your brain funneling through everything you've seen. And it's deja vu is always something you've always seen before. Like it's not something. It's not like you're on a different fucking planet or something, or it's like the future or anything. But it's definitely a. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Like, I don't know. I think it's the nicest, most like peaceful way of thinking of it. Instead of trying to confuse yourself as just being like, yeah, it's fate telling you exactly where, like this is where you're exactly meant to be.
Right place, right time.
Right time. Yeah. Just being
Yeah,
like,
definitely. That's what I'm gonna stick with from now on.
Yep. Because
My brain exploding trying to figure out where
I've been or what happens next. Because that's always what deja vu does to you. You think of it, you're like, oh, I've seen this before. Something's in your mind, like, boom, and then you always try and think what's about to happen next, and you can never think of it because that's not.
You never know.
Never know. So it's that thing of. But people who think, oh, it's because it's happened before, people automatically think that they know what's going to happen next. So they think about it so hard, they're like, oh, well, if it's happened before, if this is what I believe in deja vu, but I just think it's, I don't know. That's just me, but I like the more peaceful, like.
It's an easy way of understanding. It's like you're exactly where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
There's no grey areas. It's just you are where you are.
Yeah. So because it's never an uneasy feeling when you get it. I think like people like don't dive into it too much, but it's never an uneasy feeling when you get it. It's always that feeling of like, oh, I've had this before. Like I've done this. But people with crappy memory, not aiming at you, but just in general, they could have done it. They could have done it before. It's just them not remembering. That's what it could be. It could literally be, unless it's people who got some freaky gifts who can like remember literally everything every day, every instance, whether it was raining, what they had to eat on like 10 years ago. And when I say I can remember everything I've seen and stuff, not to that point, like not to that like. If someone asked me what I did 10 years ago, I'd be like, I'd need like a specific day. If they just look, what did you do 10 years ago? I'd be like, a lot of fucking things.
Yeah.
But
10, what would I be? 17. I'd be at college. No, that's what I do. College. And that's it. That's all I can remember.
Yeah, I'd be 18. So drugs. I just transitioning out of some drugs and then getting into coven life. I do believe. That's the transition. But mine gets all blurry because I did so much and it's just like.
I'm just your basic hermit from day one.
Just
you're the total opposite.
Well, yeah, but I was always like it's not something I ever want to do again. I'd change it in a heartbeat. I wish I could just sit in my house and just be addicted to WoW again, and not transition into.
To be fair, the main reason I stayed in was for my own safety. You know, having seizures that weren't controlled.
Yeah.
So I just thought, you know what, sit and play video games.
That's it. Just why not?
So that's what I did.
So it's such a, I don't know. This is why I like having these, because people's lives are so different.
Yeah, for me it was video games, school or college, and hospital trips. That was it.
Mine was a lot of drugs, a lot of drugs, a lot of just nonsense, like people getting stabbed, warring with other villagers because they didn't like us. So like small little villagers around our village used to come to us and just be like,
you make it sound like Vikings.
oh, it's crazy. It was fucking crazy. No one liked us. Like, no, people like me because I'd never really, like, obviously I went to school with everyone, but yeah, everyone just used to come around and just like, I've seen my mate get hit over the head with a glass bottle, and then they kept trying to bottle him, like this big vodka bottle, and they're just smacking it off his head. And this, like, my mate's like fucking huge, and he was just like, he'd had enough, so he just headbutted it and smashed it, and then started kicking shit out of everyone. Guys, it used to be crazy. It used to be like, I don't know, people getting robbed at knife point, and this is like a tiny little village. It was such a like a dumb like, I can't even explain it, like, because it's an expensive place to live, you know, because it's like a quiet little village. It definitely is not. It's not like what it used to be, but it was bonkers. It was literally madness. Come home from school, and literally the people you go to school with, you go see them, and like they're all trying to like cause shit, stab you and stuff, and you're just like, bro, I go to school with you tomorrow. You really can't act like a tough guy, pull a knife out on me, and then be all pally at school tomorrow. No, that's not. No, I'm gonna take my foot and put it through your face tomorrow at school.
It just doesn't work like that.
Like, it was so weird. But I wouldn't be like, I had this conversation with someone yesterday. Like, it wouldn't be, none of us would be the people we are. It's that butterfly effect, isn't it? None of us would be like, if we all went back and was like, oh, I'd change this, then I wouldn't know you. How many things had changed to just the point of not being who I am, not being who other people are, which is just freaky in general. Just don't really want to. Nope.
Say nothing. If I go back and try and change things, I don't think anything would actually change for me that much, really, because I'd still have the seizures. I'd still, unless it was a case of we could get rid of those things, then yeah, I'd probably be doing other stuff now.
Fuck it, we'll dive into this because this is like paranormal as well, because I've been down this road before. But wouldn't you, like, is there something in your life that you know that if you changed, something else would be different? Like one thing.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember everything. don't think so, but I couldn't be certain.
So it's like, yeah. So it's a very because obviously we know everyone knows what most people don't know what the butterfly effect is. If you don't, it means like, well, the theory is if a butterfly blows its wing like flaps its wing once, it causes a tornado or a hurricane somewhere else. That's not the don't take it literally. That's not what it means. Like loads of butterflies aren't fucking. It's not like Butterfree off Pokemon using Whirlwind. It's not that, right?
No,
It means
definitely.
that action causes a reaction somewhere else. I.e.,
Yeah.
if I'm going to use the most recent one. Actually, no, I won't use the most recent one because I've spoke about it too much and like, but there's certain things where it's uh, actually I won't go into too much detail, but there'll be a thing where it's recently where I was just about to start streaming, so I was just about to no, I just finished streaming, so I was about to shut my computer down, get it off,
Yeah.
transfer to just playing with everyone on Xbox because everyone was on, and that's when I saw one certain post. Literally, just as I was about to click the X off of my PC for Instagram and everything to close it down, my Instagram refreshed and I saw this post like a millisecond. I was just about to click, and if I didn't click on it and respond, I wouldn't be in the situation I am today. Like right now, I
Yes.
wouldn't be here. Same with other things in my life. So I can safely say it's definitely happened to me. If I chose other things in my life, but then I have no control of the reaction of it anyway, and it's always a domino effect. No matter what you do,
Yeah.
it's always a domino effect. So you've got no control in the good and the bad.
Yeah, like I say, I possibly have. I just can't quite think of it at this moment.
Think of it, yeah.
Probably as soon as this podcast ends, I'll probably have like 4 or 5 of them flood to my brain.
Yeah, that's what always happens. It's like a, but it's such
Like
a
being in the shower, innit? When you're in shower, got nothing to write any ideas down or anything, but you just get bombarded with them all.
bombarded. Yeah.
Get out of the shower. It's like that walk into a room and you forget everything again.
It's so, yeah, it's true.
That used to get me just on Skyrim alone. Just changing places in Skyrim. It's like, well, what have I come in here for?
But it's crazy. But that even like, if I will take it into paranormal, and I will take it into gaming as well. It's same thing in like paranormal. There's certain things where, like I say, that's why you gotta be careful. You do one certain thing, and there's a domino effect. It changes something else somewhere completely different. If I didn't, this that we'll even do a YouTube channel. If I didn't go to a paid investigation that was as bad as it was, and was like so fucking fake, it was unbelievable. And you're lucky I don't call your fucking company out. Right, I would not. This podcast wouldn't exist. I wouldn't do like I wouldn't. My YouTube wouldn't exist as what it is. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Like it just replays and replays. It just goes and goes and goes. Like one thing happens to another, and it always happens in the paranormal world. Like people do dumb things like siege a building, and that just dominoes effects to another thing, to another thing, to another thing, and they don't know. And it's just, and it's same with gaming. Same with gaming. You do, let's just say you're in a game, you do a certain thing. It wouldn't like, it just wouldn't pan out. It's there's so many like I would if I didn't argue with Tristan, if I wasn't right, so if I wasn't stoned that one night, and I decided to go into game chat because I never used to go into game chat because I was always in a party, and then just listen to Tristan chat absolute waffle, and just because he was high, and like I wouldn't know him. Like if we didn't argue, I wouldn't know him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be gaming to this day. Not a chance. And I wouldn't have met you. Wouldn't have met most of the people. I probably wouldn't even be good at videos. I'm not saying Tristan's the reason I'm good at video games, but I wouldn't be good at video games because I wouldn't play it. It wouldn't like.
Well, for going down that route, then yeah, definitely. I went to college, which obviously I made mates there, and then that's how I ended up meeting No Hope on Xbox and through him, and then how I met Tristan and things like that. And it's like, in fact, with Scott, I was having a day off school because I weren't well. If I hadn't been off, I probably wouldn't have met him.
Mate, exactly. Like there's so many things. Like I can go back to like when I first started in a coven, and it was like that's why I got into not witchcraft. That's not the word I'm looking for. So I went from coven. If I'd never seen the coven, if I'd never gone into it or been invited into it or been really good friends with the high priestess who was in charge of it all, I would never have gone into a cult. That transition would have never. But that's how it went. It went from there to then a cult to then like just crazy stuff. Like you gotta accept it. And I think I saw it a lot in some investigations as well. Like it was especially in Nashville. So there's an old building in Nashville. No, it's not an old building. Summit Pond. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. It's been so freaking long. But I saw it a lot in there with people. People were doing like stupid things on investigations, and I was just like, because I wasn't new, but I was like the foreigner who was coming over to just investigate with him, because I got introduced to him, and I was just like, they were like so far, like it was like having to get fishing rods and just reeling them back in, so they wouldn't doing like they would. Your mind, once you get into this mindset of like, I don't know. I think it's like the state of mind of excitement, like, and people just went like mad. I was hearing people being like, and it's a historical building as well. It's not like it's just an old house. I was hearing people were like, "Oh, do you think they'll let us like nail cameras up and stuff?" I'm like, well, not nail, but screw cameras to the wall. So we've got like, I was like, no. Like, on what planet do you like? Oh, you saw. Oh, I saw people being like, "Oh, can I draw a pentagram? Can I get some candles?" I was just like, "You're all like bonkers. You're all like, you need to go home and have a word with yourself and stop watching TV and movies and stuff." Because it was just like, I think that excitement that triggers everything else. So it triggers this little thing inside of you that makes it like go out of control.
Yeah,
and it's that, and it goes hand in hand with what I was saying about the butterfly effect, like that domino effect of being like, bro, you can't be this excited. I get you're so excited, but you've got to understand the consequences that come after. Like there was no, like, oh yeah, they come back in the morning. Like a security guard comes from outside in, and is seeing that you've drew a fucking chalk pentagram on something. Like, what are the repercussions of that? Like, it's ridiculous. And it was like,
vandalism charges.
Exactly, and there's just, and not just like vandal, like what it do for you. Like it's would it send you down on a bad path? Would it would it change? Like I'm a big believer in like that sort of that sort of change, and I've seen it firsthand in friends as well who's changed one aspect of their life, and now they live a better life. Like they live a better reasoning, and it's like, and it's good to see, but it
can also work the opposite way as well.
Oh yeah,
one choice could take you down the worst rabbit hole ever.
Yeah, I can remember. So a girl I grew up with named Jodie. She was nothing to do with paranormal or anything, at all, nothing. Lived in this like cute little flat above another flat, like because in our village it was weird. We had like houses that were transferred into a bottom floor flat and a top floor flat. It was not like no like drug addicts or anything in it. It's just what it was. She lived in this cute little flat, and she got this. She had a roommate staying with her, and can never remember her name. I saw her 4 times, I think. If I'm right, 4, maybe 5 in passing on the street. But like her roommate was into some freaky shit, like some freak, like, and not in like a sexual way stream or anything, but like in the paranormal way, so like Ouija boards, certain candles, and if people know like certain rituals, you need certain candles, and especially if you use witchcraft like earth, fire, water, different candles, different coloured candles, they're not all the same candles. So
Yeah.
she had that transition from someone else's, like you say, someone else's domino effect now affected her. So she'd wake up with like bed shaking and like hearing like weird scratching noises. And anyone common sense, like, I think we've had a few earthquakes in England, but they're not recent, so it's
No.
like we're pretty. We know when a fucking earth's shaking, like we know, like, because we don't really have them. But yeah, she was like, it got to the point where I saw a change in her from someone else. Like, so I'd go around and she looked terrible. And she never used to be terrible. She used to be this dead, bubbly person, and like,
Yeah.
but she started, and it was like, what is going on? And then like, her roommate's door was always locked, like always. And then she didn't know what was going on. She just knew weird stuff was happening, and the only thing she could put it to was like, oh well, my roommate's like, this girl's moved in, so it's got to be something to do with her logically, like. So
Yeah.
so I went round and like every often I'd smell like a certain, like, so certain candles smell different, and not in like scented candles, but just the way they burn, how long they burn.
Yes.
So I smelt that and I was like, why is she lighting candles? Like, you had a power outage. And she's like, no. I was like, because she didn't know that smell. Because a lot of people now, don't like, if you're like, oh, I can smell a candle, it's because it's scented. Like,
Oh no. Being autistic, you can smell, you can hear, you can, do what most people, or what some people can't.
can't. So I was just like,
Super
I was like,
sensitive.
I was like, no, I can like, you've been burning normal candles because I could smell the just the normal wax from it. And she was just like,
Yeah.
no. Then it was coming from a roommate's room, and literally, it was what it. She was moving out, well, she was getting ready to move out, and it was this one day where she just not locked the door. 'Cause I think in her head she was just moving, like it was all right.
Yeah.
And I opened the door, and my god, it was like a shit show had gone off. So no light bulb in the light, so there's no light, so it's pitch black. Because I know the person who owns like the full building, who had to come
Yeah.
round, and we had like some mad discussion because I know him pretty well. Yeah, no, pentagram like scratched into the floor, like, I mean scratched with like a knife. So that's not coming out, hardwood floor. So it's like, and it was like dark hardwood. It was like dark oak.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you could see it. You could see this pentagram, and then there was candles where there was meant to be, like where I was like, and then it was like there was wax all over the floor because obviously when you do rituals like that, wax is just going to drip on the floor on the pentagram. Yeah. So it's a weird thing. It's a weird sight to see. So like for me to just draw it now, it'd be like, oh, it looks kind of, doesn't look kind of scary or like intimidating. But when you've done it, there's like say there's like fucking knife scratch marks as a pentagram, like someone's got having a fucking mental breakdown and just scratching it in. And then there's like candles,
yeah,
all different sizes because they've burnt different, and then there's wax all over the floor, so it looks a bit more intimidating. I was just like, oh, here we go. I was like, this is why you're having like issues, this is why I'm seeing a change in you. And she was like, yeah, but it's got nothing to do with me. And I was like, it doesn't matter. It's that dominant, like the paranormal world doesn't care who you are, it just attacks it. And I don't know, to this day, she could have been doing something to her. I have no idea, because all I saw was that and a Ouija board. And then like, you know, a musty smell like that like it was like the room, like, you know when you go into like an old room and it's that, like that, like you can tell when someone's not lived in a place for long because you can smell it. and it smelled like that, and I couldn't grasp why at all. I was like, but she lives. She like lives.
Almost as if she just travelled somewhere else.
Yeah, and I was like, but she lives in here, and I can see she lives in it. Like I see she sleeps in it and stuff. Well, I couldn't see. Her bed was made and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing this like ritual on the floor, and I'm like, why does it smell like that? I can't. To this day, I have no idea. I was like, because then after I asked all the logical questions, I was like, does she leave at night? She's like, no, she comes. She eats. I'm like, but it doesn't. It smells like no one's lived in it for like years, and it was just
really musty smell.
Yeah, it was so weird, but it's that domino effect. Like once that started happening, it changes other people's lives around you. That's why I'm always cautious when I'm doing investigations, because it's not just my life. I bring something home with me. It's not just me. It's gonna fuck over. It's everyone in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
It's going to start causing havoc for family members and whatever else.
So it's like it's such a like a weird concept of like just I don't know. I think everything, like I say, so I when I was speaking to someone's mum yesterday, it was that's it. Everything is so entwined into the paranormal. Everything, like you can bring anything into it, and it's a weird thing. That's just I don't know. It's complex to the point of like even what we spoke about, just like fate and stuff, is like people have put that into like the under like the religious side of it, but it's not.
But there's very little ways of capturing hard proof facts and things to show people. Because as soon as you start bringing it around to try and show people or tell people, it's like, right, you're going to get locked up in a loony bin.
Exactly.
And it's so you just kind of sit on it yourself, pondering until you end up bumping into someone that's had a similar experience.
I think that's what it comes down to. I think that's how the paranormal world thrives. Is that there's a lot of people right now as we do this podcast who are hurting, who are going through paranormal encounters that aren't getting any better. But like you said, and I know this for a fact, the moment you meet someone who's gone through the same thing or certain things, it gets a bit easier. Then you start having a conversation. Then
it's like if you've been bullied at school and talking to someone that's been bullied as well, it's a case of you know exactly how I feel.
Yeah, it's that like not.
I'm not alone.
Yeah, it's like it's that. I think that's the biggest thing about it is that the like
relief.
Yeah, loneliness of it. Like loneliness of it all is just is ridiculous.
It must be horrible if these things are going off. You know, like seeing ghosts and whatever else. To just feel you've got no one to turn to speak to.
Yeah, and especially the different severities that it's going off, like the intensity of some are just like, oh, I see a ghost now and again, but then some people are like getting like into like so much like hurt and pain, and like at some point as well, like when we spoke about other days, like especially when things start touching you, you can't see, you feel like violated in a certain way.
Yeah.
But you can't really explain that to someone who's not gone through it, because they're automatically going to think like silly things, and it's not. It's just the feeling it gives you that you like it's violated you, and like, and especially imagine you're sleeping, and just. That's why, like I say, that's the last podcast. I'm not recording myself sleeping. I don't need to know. Something's like tugging covers off me. I don't need to know. I don't want to feel that. But it's the like I say, it's the loneliness, not having anybody to somewhat just talk. No, what not just talk to, just to unload on. Cause some people like look right. If you're good friends out there, and I mean good friends, because some people have got a weird interpretation of what friends are. Like a friend should be able to come up to you and unload on you. Like it's such a like I couldn't do this with a stranger. Like I'd hope I could do this conversation with him, because that's how I'd want it. But but it'd
That's
take
how the world should be, but
yeah,
it's not.
it'd take more effort for me to get there because obviously we're both going to be well, I'm not going to be hesitant, but well, the other person might not be hesitant, but it's it's the communication with it, and it's I've seen so many, and this is going to be harsh, but I've seen so many families in like this freaking hat's pinching me here at the back of my head. That have like disowned their own children and been like, oh, you're crazy because there's some paranormal thing going off, but then
Yeah.
it's only because all the other people they've rang before to come and help have not made it any better. Have just like are there for some other reason, and I'm just like, we spoke about it the other day. I'm like, that's why I'm done for now. I'm glad lockdown's in, so I can just chill out with just looking at just what other people have done, because that's all you can. That's all paranormal is now. That's all like the investigations I go to now. You know, unless it's like a fresh new investigation but that takes research. I've only done a few of them where it's like some ruined building in the middle of a fucking forest that took loads of research to get to figure out. So we're like the first people there and stuff, or like the few. But now all it is just it's just the damages of the people who are left behind. You go and it's just like you don't even feel like you're investigating. You feel like you're picking up the pieces of something that someone's just shattered and just walked away because that's what they have. They've come in for a YouTube video, or they've come in for some other misguided reason, and now everyone else, not just us, everyone else is getting labelled for something that they've done, and it's just it's annoying. Bores me. It hurts me to say so much that the paranormal bores me. Like it literally, I'm bored of it. I'm bored of just the nonsense that goes on, because it's not. It's like it can be so much fun, as in like it can be so much better than it is. But until we get this, until we get out of the era of faking it for TV, faking it for YouTube, social media, just to get notoriety or some sort of fucking acceptance to what you've done, it's not going to change. People like us are going to suffer.
Yeah, because I think it's just going to keep getting worse, more and more, as more people are seeing more and more people getting, I want to say, famous online. More and more people are going to try and get to exactly the same place.
Yeah,
because they see people's high life rather than the shit parts.
Yeah, just people don't think about other people as well. It's that thing of I don't mind if you're doing a skit. That's fine. That's fine because you're doing something for entertainment purposes. But that's fine. That's totally fine. But these people who are like faking investigations, going in, getting people to just do mad stuff. Like there's a whole thing of doing, like loads of people were obsessed with doing things at 3 o'clock in the morning, like that was going to do anything different. Like everyone knows certain things, but everyone took it to a level where it was just like you're just faking it. Like everything seems fake, and then like they don't understand the damages that they cause to people who's actually gone through these experiences. Because then you're like, they're gonna look at it and be like, what in theory I'm gonna use this word. Some American, I'm gonna use taking the piss, right? But it just means that you're being a dick about someone's life. But some people are gonna see it and be like, oh, you're taking the piss out of my life. Like I've actually been through that, and you're sat there trying to fake it for what? Because it's not your job.
Likes.
Like I get YouTube might be your job and that's what you do, but do you seriously have to fake it? Because come on, and I'm not being serious. And everyone, most people on YouTube who are doing paranormal videos and stuff, I'm sorry for all like your viewers who think like sun shines from your bumhole, right? But you all fake your videos. Like any normal paranormal investigator with common sense and logic knows that you're faking your videos. We can see it, like, because that's what we've done. We do it, like, people do it professionally, like, so we know when someone's being like over enthusiastic over, like, you've got to understand, but then you've got to understand that you're not, like, the disrespect that you're in, like, mental asylums, like abandoned mental asylums where thousands upon thousands of people have died, and you're faking a video. Do you know how disrespectful that is? Do you see what I say? You know how disrespectful that is, but you're just seeing it as this, like, fun little entertainment thing, which I get. It's 20. It's, you know what I mean? It's 2020. I understand. I get it. Right, but I'm sorry if someone calls you out for being a dick. You've got no leg to stand on. You've just got to accept it because that's what you're being. You're being an absolute. And I'm going to be so British here. You're being an absolute wanker. And
Yeah.
like, what are you meant to do? Because I've seen some fake, like, friend gets possessed by a demon like this, and I'm just like, do you know how, like, terrible that is? Especially for someone who's seen one, who's seen an exorcism. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
do you actually understand that people have died from them? Like, they're not just this casual thing you can laugh and joke about. But I think that's what's wrong with the world in general, isn't it? That everyone can just laugh and joke about a serious issue.
I think to some extent you can laugh about a serious issue, but you've got to be with the right people to do it.
Yeah, so I'll agree on that. And plus, like, not to the extent that most people take it to. So, like, it happens. A bad situation, people are always going to find fun out of it because anxiety issues and stuff. The people like different, I'll say. But when it becomes a staple of being like the paranormal thing on, like, the paranormal world on YouTube is good. It's a good, like there's people who are getting hundreds of thousands of views for what, I'm sorry, you got to, like, I'm sorry for people who believe him and stuff. You got to know that they're faking the videos. Like, it's just like what, like, is that not all YouTube is anymore? It's just who can clickbait the title the most, who can fake a video the most to get the most views.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you're one of these people who are genuine on YouTube, who actually does paranormal investigations and captures it and are not doing it fake or anything. Like, I apologise, but that's all you're going to be seen as, because there's so much. We spoke about it on the first podcast. There's so much fake stuff out there that you're just going to get dragged into the fakeness. So it's like, it's such a. Just don't do it. Unless it's your living, that's you're relying on YouTube for, like, to make a living, then that's fine. Like, carry on doing it. But if I was you, I'd take it off, because you don't want to be dragged into the nonsense that other people are just.
Even if it's for a living, it's still going to get mixed up in all the crap that's on there.
Crap, yeah. And it's just.
And it could possibly end up getting the branded of fake or.
A fake, yeah. And then it's damaging. It's damaging to everyone.
People may even believe that the fake one's real, so you're going to end up. The actual real one is going to become the norm of being fake, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's that. Mate, we should. Next podcast we'll talk about it. I'll talk about. I'll bring like my not my really logical side out, and we'll go through how to tell if someone's a fake paranormal investigator or not, because there's certain tells of what they're doing and stuff. So it's like, it's very.
Well, I'm oblivious to this, so this will be something new and interesting.
Yeah, it'll be. I'd like, because I did the YouTube video on how you can tell paid, like, going, like, you've paid to go on an investigation, like the red flags to be like, no. Yeah. Like, I've done a video on that, which was fun. But I might do one on, like, how to tell if, like, people are just there for their own gain. Because you shouldn't be there for your own gain. There should be a fraction of you that's there, for your own gain, for being like, I want to, like, capture evidence. So that's, like, self. But everything else should be for depending if it's paranormal, depending if it's, like, a family who's in need, which I presume these people aren't going, like, I know, like, these people aren't going like your YouTubers and stuff aren't going to family homes and stuff because that'd be fucking ridiculous. Like, you're not coming back from that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that's not happening. Like, that's one.
Just robbing people for views.
Yeah, you can't. You're not going to put someone else's family's torment on the internet. Well, I hope they're not, but like I say, some people on the internet are weird. But I'll do it. I'll call people out. I'll make a video where I'm just like, you gotta look out for this, because it's ridiculous. It's such a I don't know. I don't know if I just feel different, you know, because it's my field, and I'm like, it annoys me more.
Well, it's not annoying me at the moment, but.
No. But both, I'd say that both
no
my
idea,
fields, like yeah.
Yeah, because I've got no idea what I'm looking for.
I'll tell you.
Somewhat naive to it all.
I'll show you. If I had time and I could go out, I'd go and buy loads of outfits and just slap them on and just take them off and just be like, this is what he looks like. This is what. The minute someone says, who's got a camera with like, I don't even know if I want to say this because it's gonna sound like I don't mean anything bad by it, but if you go watch a lot of YouTube videos on the paranormal, the people who are just there for views and stuff, it's like they've got like 3 good-looking girls with them. One of them's got a camera. It's always like fucking this.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not a still image. There's just certain things you gotta look for, like it that are like, yeah, I can spot you a mile off. Like you're not like you're not
There's
here.
like a pattern emerging of the for entertainment purposes.
Exactly, and like before, I can understand if people will go, oh well, you can't say that, right? You can't say that because you're technically just stereotyping someone. But I'm not going off just going off like one thing. I'm going off like the whole of YouTube. Let's say you get 1,000 YouTubers who make internet videos about the paranormal. You're going to start to see a pattern emerge on which ones are like just there for like their Instagram or something. You're going to know because that's how pattern recognition works. That's how it works. Like, but people, I don't know. It's a weird thing to get into. I hate calling people out, but I think in this day and age, people are going to be called out. Just not by name, but just being like, people are going to be aware of what they're walking into, of being like.
But I think that's one of the ways you're going to start having people telling the truth. I say telling the truth, but being more honest with things if they are being called out.
Yeah.
Because if they can get away with it, they'll carry on.
Oh, exactly, and they'll always carry on if it brings them popularity and money. If they're making a shit ton of money, they're never going to stop. Yeah. They're going to continuously do what they do, and that's fine if that's the way you want to make money. But like I say, when people start calling you out and being like, oh, you're like that, no, that's not real, or you've done something shitty, you coming out like and like making an apology video where you sat there like I'm really like go away, you're not sorry, otherwise you wouldn't have done it in the fucking first place, are you? That's not how it works. Like you wouldn't have done it and no one cares. Yeah, is it a good thing for your fans who are young and want to see it? Yeah, but don't like trick anybody. Like I don't think I've seen a few apology videos on YouTube that are like genuine, but most of them are just there for damage control. That's all it is.
That's what a lot of them are for. Yeah, just damage control.
Just damage control. It's like and your younger fucking I can't even speak. Your younger audience are probably going to believe you, but everyone else knows you're just chatting waffle. You're literally just
pulling the wool over people's eyes.
Get over yourself. No one cares. Because there used to be a trend in it. Anytime someone did something wrong, there was always the saying like people are like do this exhale like it's like, oh, I've tried to do this video so many, and you're just like go away. Because I think the most genuine way to do a video, and some people I think, but this day and age people don't see it, is that you don't edit it. You like if you're doing an apology video, start to end. No cuts, no edits, no nothing. It's just you talking. But you don't. Like, and everyone can see where you've cut your video and edited it. It's so simple, and it's always things like, I've tried to do this 10 times, edit, cut. Yeah, like, and you can just see it, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry. And what's the next thing that I've noticed that a lot of people notice? They'll say, oh, I've tried to do this video with as less like edits as possible, and like within the first 30 seconds, there's like 16 cuts and edits, and you're just like, you're full of shit. That's how we know you're full of shit, because you say these things, and it's like they forget that we're watching. I can see where you've edited your video and like cut it and then start it again and then cut it, like what are you doing? Like, it's
anyone that's really giving an apology would, like you say, post the whole thing, but also be in the have that awkwardness of being, I say distressed, but trying to think what to say to actually be apologetic.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you say, if you're chopping bits out and cutting it and putting it back together like a jigsaw puzzle,
it takes out.
Are you really sorry there?
Yeah, like,
spent more time editing than you have apologising.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's like, well, I didn't want to see people like see me in that way. Well, then what are you apologising for? Like, what's the necessity of, like you say, going through all that to then just be like, it just makes you seem so, just so fake. It's so annoying. It makes you seem like you just don't care about anything else. But we spoke about this, and I've seen it, and like, because I take it's like a cult mentality. So this, see what I'm saying? Everything gets back into paranormal. Everything goes into like some weird form of paranormal weirdness. Is that it's just a cult mentality. Like, your fans have to hold you accountable for the things you do. If you've got a mass following like that, I saw it in the cult I was in. Like, the minute none of your followers hold the person who's in charge accountable, you get what YouTube is right now, where like you get people white knighting, you get freaking simps. If we're using this terminology of 2020, you get simps. You get people who are like are so loyal to you, which is I admire the loyalty, but you're loyal for the wrong reasons, and it just doesn't change. It's this it's this cult mentality where it's like, oh, well, you can't talk to my friend like that. You're not even friends. You don't even know him. You're never gonna know him. She doesn't even know who you are, or he doesn't even know who you are. You're just this number on a view or a subscriber. That's all you are to them. No one cares. But yeah,
monetary value, your money.
Yeah,
that's all you are. Your money.
You'll sit there and attack other people who are being honest, because you've got this cult mentality that she might as well be fucking Jesus or something. You know what I mean? She, like, it's such a weird mentality. Yeah. That's such a, like, and it's annoying to see, because then you just know people are so far gone that it's just like,
I don't think I've ever had anyone, up on that pedestal. Possibly a parent, because that's just natural.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think I've had anyone up on that pedestal.
Yeah, we
kind of thing.
We saw it a lot, but it's to do with power. That's all it is. It's just a power trip for anybody who's like, I really talk to my fuck off. It's a power trip. You've got all this power, and you don't know what to do with it, so you always do shitty things with it. Not all YouTubers, but some YouTubers, like some people are genuine and stuff, which is fine. But most of you aren't. Most of you have got this power trip, and I know you've got this power trip because I've seen it firsthand when I was in a cult where it was just this dude started off normal, and it was like a family. Everyone was doing everything together, and then he put things into place where it was like, now he's got security, and now like he's starting to segregate people into different sections, and then he's starting to get obviously I was a part of it, so he started to get me to fake certain things, which we're not getting into, not today, because we'll be here for God knows how long. I've explained it in a video anyway. To create ways to keep people in. So the minute I started doing that and other people started doing that, he gained this like mad power ego, and then no one held him accountable because everyone was like in awe with him. Everyone was just like, oh my God, he's this look at him. He owns this big house, this big mansion. He owns like all this land, and like people always enjoy secretive things. You know, when you're a part of it, like not being like not
in with the
yeah. And I don't mean like
crowd.
I don't mean like being like sleazy, like secretive, like not like cheating on your missus or your wife or something with someone else, or but like in a secretive like group of people.
Exclusive kind of club thing.
Yeah, it feels amazing, but no one held him accountable, and he just rocketed to the top, and then it becomes a bad thing. Obviously, I'm not comparing everyone to a cult leader. Don't get me wrong on that, but it's the same mentality of it. It's that same thing of like you become this untouchable person, but not because of you. But then you bring this persona on with you that you adapt from it, and people always forget that, like, and especially with YouTubers, like we watch you, like we watch you all the time. We know who you are, like know what you look like. We know what you've done in your life. So you know when you're certain YouTubers, and I'm not gonna call names out, but start getting like, especially like this. And when I mean by cult mentality, this is what I mean by everything goes into this like weird power ego. Is like they start becoming like this pretending to be this tough person, being like, but it comes out of the blue. Like someone's called them out on something, and then they're just like, well, you're not better. You can go and F yourself, and you're just shit. Get good at this. You wouldn't even do that. Like, and you just think, bro, like, I get you trying to defend yourself, but you might want to like lose the hard person attitude. Everyone's watched you for 10 years. We know someone will blow on you, and you'd probably cry. Pack it in, like stop, and but it's when they get lost in that power of being like this untouchable person, and you just think you're an idiot. You can't go. And I know this for a fact, and I always say it to people that when you've got that mentality of like, oh, I'm this big tough person, and you're going in, like there's always someone. There's about 400 people. I don't know. Half the planet's much worse than you, right? But the only difference is that other half of the planet who will literally come and stab you for no reason just because you're being a dick to him, right? Now, also know where you live because you do YouTube and you're videoing yourself. Like, don't be dicks to people because you never know who
you're gonna bite you in the ass.
You never know who you're gonna come across. Like you never I don't like unless you're this big hard person. Like lose the like be big and hard, be strong and everything, and just lose the power and the ego. Otherwise, that's where you get like stupid mistakes, and that's that like I saw it firsthand when people were getting taken away, and just I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know what was happening, but it's not really something that I can really speak about on. Think, oh, some of them are in prison and all, but it's that thing of you can't have it, and it's such a weird thing to see, especially when like there's two different sides to it. Like there's a YouTuber who is about as dangerous as a fucking Malteser being chucked at your forehead, right? But then there's like, they've taken this mentality of this like cult mentality of this, oh, we're all this big like, right? But then they forget that an actual cult, right, dangerous. You, Malteser, cult, dangerous. Like, we'll have you killed and we'll do horrific things to your families if it's the certain type of cult, if you've got someone who's a power hungry, egotistical fucking dickhead. Like, so
YouTuber equals chocolate fireguard.
Exactly.
Cult equals flames.
Flames, exactly. But they take over the like. It's such a weird thing to see that. But it's not just YouTube. It's any people with mass gatherings and like mass certain things. It's like everyone adopts, like whether you know you're doing it or not, you're adopting a cult mentality of. The only different thing is that it's not becoming an actual cult. Like there's no like you're not all transitioning into like one area or groups of areas where you're all segregating into like different housing and then becoming names. But you've got the mentality all as one, being like I don't know, just bigger than a cult. Like cults are normally like maybe a few thousand people, like at the biggest. You're talking like 4 million fucking subscribers, and you're still taking this mentality with it.
So I would say that would be similar to, I'd say, Nazi Germany times, wouldn't it? Where people jumped on board with the same thoughts and thought process as Hitler.
Yeah, right.
Because-
We're gonna right.
I know it's a bit of a thing.
Tom's not calling you Nazis. That's not what he's doing.
No.
He's just saying
no,
the same
but-
mentality that you transition, because it's the mentality never changes. It's the same mentality.
No, it's been
for
done
everything.
throughout history. Just not specifically that thing, but here's me getting myself in hot water. But you kind of understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, everyone wants to be a part of something, right? Literally everyone, and it's people jump into it like too much, and it's like you've got this pull on like certain group of people that are just, I don't know. You see it in Twitch, like Twitch streamers as well. Obviously, they don't take that same mentality at all, though. But their community does. Their community is where it's like if someone doesn't like something, they're more than welcome to say what they don't like. They don't need 4,000 people being like, get banned, get out, simp, white knight. They don't need any of that. They're right to come in and be like, oh, like I watch your stream and everything, but I don't really like your top. And the streamer's not going to give a fuck. Streamer's going to be like, well, okay, because who's going to care? Right, who's going to care, right? That some randomers come in your stream and say you don't like your top. But that randomer does not, he's got the right to say that because it's taste, it's what they like and stuff, unless they're being malicious.
Opinion, isn't it? Everyone's allowed a personal opinion.
Yeah.
It's not, people are going to disagree on things, but it's how you deal with that disagreement. And they don't, like, he's got the right to do that, but I'm sorry, 4,000 people is not the right to attack him for something he's said. Like it, but it's that transition that always happens. It's that, and it's so like you're not getting out of it. Once you get into it, you're not getting out. I'm sorry, you're not. It's just not. It's not how it works. It's not. It's like I'm gonna use sports for an example now. I mean all sports, so like American sports, English sport, like all sports. They don't have the cult mentality, but they have that mentality of like, oh, it's a way of life. No, it's not. It's a fucking game. It's a sport. It's literally like people take it like to this whole new level of like well, I go every week. Oh, it's not just a hobby, which it is. It's a hobby because you enjoy going to watch football games or American football games. Like it's a hobby. It's something you enjoy. It's not a way of life. Stop calling it a way of life. You all sound crazy when you say, oh, it's a way of life. It makes it seem like nothing else matters in your life, which I can see. I can see why a lot of people like have that mentality, because that's what it is, isn't it? It's just that it's a weird thing. People are going to call me out on it and be like, no, you're wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm sorry. I've been around It
a lot.
might not specifically apply to you that's watching,
To you.
but it may be someone else.
But if I'm saying it's a way of like you saying it's a way of life is like wrong, that's not what it is, and you like get out of that mentality because it's weird. Like it's just a sports game. Like it's not like you know what I mean, it's just a game of football or basketball or something. Change just I enjoy basketball or something. The minute you start saying a way of life, it makes it seem creepy. It makes it seem like it's this higher power thing again. That's not. It's not. I'm sorry if you're offended by it. You're probably one of them people who are like in that. I've got a few people who I know who we game with, who when I say it, call like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, I do, because like I don't need to watch football to understand people.
No.
So I understand people. So I know what I'm talking about. It's just I'm calling you out on something that you enjoy and you're getting defensive about it. The minute you get defensive about it, I know I've hit a nerve. And the minute you're like, oh my god, like, and then start attacking me for something that you know nothing about. But it just goes. Oh, it's weird. It's such a weird thing. I might go into it. Obviously, I did a video about us being in a cult and stuff. Not us, not me and Tom. Me and Tom was not in a cult, but me being in a cult and stuff. But I didn't really go into depth of like the mentality behind it and stuff. But it's interesting because it goes hand in hand with most people who just enjoy shit. And then I think to like, if you're gonna act like that, you might as well just be in a cult. Just go live in one. But you're not, because everyone knows you're a fucking fairy. Like everybody. So like lose like, just be you. Don't fall into this whole world of, because you've got fans and you enjoy power, that you're this, all of a sudden you can turn into this different nope, not happening. Not even like, not even close. That you literally, you remind me of like when people take that mentality. This is going to be so stupid. They remind me of drunk people, like stupid drunk people, where they have a drink, and then they turn into fucking Popeye, and then they're like this big. All of a sudden, they're like this mad,
10 men kind of mentality,
dangerous person, and they swing for you, and you just slap them, and they fall over, and you're just like, that's the mentality everyone takes when they gain power. And you're just like, I don't like. It makes you dangerous and like unpredictable. Like people know. Obviously, I'm not saying all YouTubers are going to do some dumb stuff, but it's just the mentality you can't adapt. It goes with when we was talking about the whole making like video apology videos. Same thing. You all. I think it's because you're all so engrossed in what you do, which is a good thing, because obviously it's a good work ethic to be involved so much in what you do. But you feed off all your other YouTubers' friends and stuff, and you don't understand that you all make the same mistakes, like, because that's all you do. Like, the minute an apology video comes out, well, you see it a lot on some mad drama happens on like YouTube to a YouTuber or a few YouTubers. How many like drama channels make a video on it? Like everyone's making a video on it. It's like everyone's making a video about everyone's other lives. It's like, and it's bonkers. It's like, wow.
Well, that's just been going on. Look at the news, for instance.
Yeah.
Other people's lives, and it's been broadcasted way before YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like with YouTube, it's like they just, you've got so much to learn from, but you all just make the same mistakes, the same. But it's not just YouTube; it's everyone. We can like, this is why I need to make a gaming podcast, because we can transfer it into gaming. Like the amount of people, like, you constantly tell, don't do that, like, you need to do this, and then they do it, and then they keep doing it, and then someone else watches them, and they do it, and you're just like, it hurts my head. It's like, how many times can you just be like, stop, look at it? Do you really think it's a good idea? Like, we just do it for views, like I say. Just want notoriety in life. And it just goes from paranormal to, that's what paranormal is. That's all I'm doing now. So, sorry, that's all like. And a few people who do paranormal investigations to actual people, like going to families' homes and stuff, are going to understand what I mean by, we feel like we're just picking up the pieces of people who have just faked and just got this mad power trip and gone in and just decimated everything and just not made it any better. You make our jobs so much harder. But let's just end it there. I was like, we're gonna do about an hour, 2 hours again. So
we just go on these tangents so we can just keep going and going and going.
Which is like I say, it'll get better the minute like things are starting to opening up now in the UK. So I'll be able to start getting onto more investigations and stuff. So we'll be able to bring some more stuff into. But
unfortunately, because my mum's in the high risk, I've got to stay indoors.
You've got to stay indoors. Whereas I'll probably go out
most of my life, so there's no change there then.
The only weird thing that people are going to see when I start making videos on like ghost hunting and stuff is like we'll all be wearing like surgical masks. That's the only weird thing. We'll look creepy as anything. But I don't know. It's just
Capture a ghost in a surgical mask.
That's it. You're not gonna be able to hear anything. You're just gonna be that's all you're gonna hear. Because everyone's just gonna be
Pretty
messed
much.
up. But no, it's like it's definitely. I think I'll shorten these videos as well. I'll not do 2 parts. I think we'll start shortening them and getting more onto it. But
Maybe have to do short to the point and stick on topic.
yeah, on topic. But and like I say, like that's why. Anybody you ask, like you can't just like when you talk about like you talk about anything, you talk about witchcraft, then you go into like voodoo, then you go into like some pagan stuff. Now you're going back into like hunting ghosts. Now you're talking about demons. Now you're talking about it's crazy.
It's like, but it proves a point that everything links together.
Yeah,
Because you can transition so easily from one to another to another to another.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I've gone from hunting ghosts to mid-investigation, changing our mind and being like, it might actually be alien. That would like I've gone from like one aspect to the other mid-investigation. I know other investigators have done the same thing where they're like, some randomer will come in and be like, oh, you do know like there's been like cattle mutilation and like and UFO signs. So then it's like, well, like now it's transitioned, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's just end it there. I
We'll
know
have to call it a day.
I'm so hungry.
If someone's wanting to look into demonology and what was it, demonology, there's going to be a link in the description.
Yeah. Well, also,
maybe.
yeah, there'll be a link. And also, if you want to get into like, if you want to like a start or off into demonology, sorry for everyone it looks like I'm just trying to get a book off my shelf. It's good having books on your shelf that do with craft and stuff. Anything to do with like King Solomon. The Lesser Key of Solomon. Right, so obviously Solomon was he was the first person to identify the first 72 demons. So if you want to get into demonology, so if everyone who's looking, each demon has its own sigil and description.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll leave that in description as well if you wanted like just read up on about it.
I'll probably just get it just to read it.
Read it, yeah.
I just enjoy reading. But yeah.
Angels, I have no idea what book you want to go into angels. Like I learned what I know about angels through weird grimoires and stuff. That obviously I can get out of storage, but I can't go like you're not gonna find it anyway. It's a passed down thing from certain things. Give me like. Yeah, but right, let's end it here because it's literally about to start thundering and lightning because I can hear it, so that's all you're gonna hear on stream. But I do appreciate everyone stopping by. If you've been watching on stream, hope you're having a good morning, evening, afternoon, night, and if you've followed and stuff, which I've not really seen or anything because I'm not on the right screen, I do appreciate it. And I should be streaming more recently on gaming when there's actually something good to play. Which makes sense. But other than that, the next podcast will be, I don't know, like Wednesday or something, maybe Tuesday. I don't really know, something like that.
Some point in the week.
So just keep an eye out. Everything, like all links will be in description. Books, what you want to go look at if you're interested in that. But be careful. Don't do anything reckless with the books I give you or recommend, because some of them are spell books. So. Be careful, but
the best thing to do is probably just read them and leave it at that.
Yeah, just read them for knowledge. But yeah, all right. Even if you want to jump on the podcast with us, just let me know on Instagram or comments. Mainly Instagram because that's where I'll look most. But then jump on. We're definitely getting more people on. We're trying to arrange it. Tom's gaming podcast will be eventually somewhere.
Yeah, definitely be. somewhere, but we've just got to figure out that somewhere.
Yep. And then we'll have two. We'll have two podcasts going, so there'll be more of us, more of our faces just on there. But like I say, we do appreciate everyone who stopped by, and we will catch you on the next episode, peeps. Much love.
Bye.
Peace.
See you later. Till next time.